New York's award shows, all kinds of things, and everybody's in town, but there's a lot of pressure. It's like everybody's hustling and bustling, and when you're here, everybody's chilling, having a good time, take some pictures, eat some food, love up on each other. So I really love, my spirit needs this annually, so I'm happy to be here.
Any upcoming projects that we should know about?
Yes, I actually have started doing an acoustic series called Acoustically Yours. And it actually came from out of, like, sometimes I feel like God is trying to show us to work with what we got. And I haven't had the greatest resources in the last couple of years. It's been a pretty difficult journey, but I'm still here, thank God. And yeah, I'm still here, and I can only be grateful that I've done what I've done. I still have a second album to put out that's still really exciting. I know, right? Me too, Jesus. But in the meantime, I was like, yo, I can still play my own guitar by myself. And so no one really understood, like, why do you want to play at a small venue to just 100 people? I said, listen, this is what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. Thank you. And we did it last month. I did 3 shows in New York. By the 3rd one, it was sold out. And it was insane. Like, I got to sit there and be face to face with people in an intimate setting. They got to really hear my lyrics, really hear my voice, just like nothing to distract from the music. And it was really special, and I just can't wait to see what happens next with that. My music is gonna continue to be, life. I like to sing about life. I like to write about it, and try to stay positive and promote that good energy as much as I can. That's all.
Okay, well, we know you're doing the Coke Lounge at
Yes.
9:45 in an
Yes.
hour.
Yes.
Any other upcoming dates you want to tell us about?
Upcoming dates?
Tour dates.
Tour dates? Oh, yeah, I got one at 11. No. There are some dates. They'll be on my site, Elle Varner.com. And I'll be adding more cities of the Acoustically Yours just organically. That's really what it is. And I'll be playing a new song tonight at my set that I'm really excited about. So thank you guys so much.
All right. Any questions? No questions from the floor.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you,
for
love.
sharing. Appreciate
You're welcome.
it.
You're welcome.
What you say? Listen to you.
Tell us about your Essence Festival experience this year.
You know, it was amazing. I get a chance to bring the culture back to the culture. There's so many times that we forget live, great music and hip hop, specifically in my age range. But I was able to bring the culture back to the culture. Something like James Brown, or something like, you know, a lot of fun and dancing, and everybody was singing. So it was a great performance, and I'm so glad you guys had it.
I know you just dropped an amazing body of work like a couple months ago. Are you on tour right now? Any upcoming projects we should know about?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of touring right now. We're headed to Afro-Punk Paris. We got Nice, France, and a few other places overseas. I'll be overseas for a month and a half. And then, we're doing even a date with Mary J in London. So it's a lot of stuff going on. But more than anything, we're sort of taking this hip-hop sort of dance revival in some sort of tent way around the nation. And we're doing these moments called Church in the Wild, which I got inspired by when Jay started liking my music, to just sort of take the idea that they had with the song and take it to one step further into the culture, to make it really church in a while, to show you what it's like to have those Aretha Franklin type chords over some trap beats, or a moment of James Brown over some Fetty Wap, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Just something that can sort of bridge the gap between almost a century of music.
Any questions from the audience?
Yes, I do have one. How are you? I'm a Milk Runner from Where Magazine.
My man.
Quick question. I got a chance to hear your latest work.
My man, thank you.
It sounds a little Baptist influence.
Yeah,
Right.
it definitely is.
What's the inspiration behind your music when it comes to the church tone and tonality of it all?
You know what? I'm a preacher's kid, so if I was to come out and try to do anything else, it wouldn't be genuine. You know what I mean? All I know is where I come from. My dad was a pastor, mom missionary, and to this day, everybody that I look up to, Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, you know, everybody, Michael Jackson, Prince, everybody came from church. So instead of just modernizing or changing my sound, I just brought church to the street.
Okay, one last question.
Yeah.
How do you feel that you compete, fitting in this world of a lot of our rappers that do singing right now in this current generation?
You know what? A few people told me, "Hey, don't worry about it. You know, you don't want to burn out too soon. You know, the culture needs you. I want to be the first hip hop chaplain, the sort of Joel Osteen of the hip hop genre. So, in order to be spiritually involved in the community, I have to not worry about the money side, but how deep and how rooted I can have the community itself." No, you can.
Next question.
I know you performed at Voodoo Fest earlier in the year. Do you have a favorite thing about New Orleans about performing here?
I love New Orleans because it reminds me of my family. My family came from New Orleans. And during the Great Migration, migrated, my dad was born in 1924, so during the Great Migration, migrating from the South to Chicago and changing Douglasville to Bronzeville because so many people was a part of that Great Migration. So because my dad was a part of that, and he had a church where right down the street was Louis Armstrong's house, and right down the street from that was Nat King Cole's house, and Josephine Baker, and all these sort of people that moved to Chicago to you know, take their careers to the next level. So yeah, like New Orleans mattered to me more than anything because you get to dig deep into the culture of where black music really come from. It's not a Chicago sound. So anybody that would say, "Hey, you're a Chicago guy, this is Chicago," no, it's not. It's actually a sound that comes deep in our roots of jazz, blues, Negro spirituals, and stuff like that.
Next question.
You had quite a few collabos on your different projects. Can you talk a little bit about those? Or did you have any favorites? Like
Yeah, you know what? Everybody was my favorite. I enjoyed everybody, honestly. And most of the people didn't even ask for much money or anything like that. They wanted a chance to sing over something that reminded them of their grandma, something that reminded them of good times, and just some music that reminded them of the best times of music. So yeah, it was Killer Mike was a part of that album. Michelle Williams did an amazing job. Brandy did an amazing job. DC Young Fly was also in there preaching, almost like Richard Pryor. You know what I mean? A really great moment. Kiki Wyatt, Donna Lawrence. So like, as much as possible, next album I would like to do, you know, Aretha Franklin, or finding ways to take our sound that was previously there and bringing it back to the culture to make it in the forefront. I won't sing for you. This is what I'll do. I'll sing just a little. This is quick. This is Stevie Wonder's favorite song. It's called Heaven. Mike Jack went moonwalking and never came back. Prince met the king. Aaliyah sent 4 pages back. A Feeny would park in heaven's ghetto. Paul Walker found it behind a pedal. And just like Nate Dogg, I pray the Lord that all my dogs go to heaven. Whether you get it from the good Lord or the drug Lord, everybody want heaven. Whether you get it from the bar or you're trying to raise the bar, everybody want a taste of heaven. Every great seem to die before their time or close their eyes while staring at their prime. The devil is a cop and the cop is a liar. I'll take the wings over the chariot of fire. Now the reason why I think that, and the song goes on to, bottles popped and it feels like heaven. Windows seat to the top, I wanna see my heaven. I think that was his favorite song because I'm telling the story of how the greats that come from the church end up killing them. Aretha, her whole life dealt with, is she a saint or a sinner? Michael Jackson, same thing. Prince, everybody. You know, my dad said when I was younger, Michael Jackson was going to hell because he didn't sing gospel music. So all of these people deal with this. Whitney Houston. You know, so as I try to take a stab at changing the culture, I have to remind myself that I have to protect the people that really brought something to the culture and not just feed the villains that's out there trying to tear it.
Thank you. Any more questions?
You know, I don't know how Jay got my music, but Tidal is like extremely supportive. Like they go to the hood and look for kids and be like, yo, you want to sing? Okay, we're gonna do a video. They put the best crews behind like kids that just started yesterday, just to sort of give them that experience. So I don't know how you heard my music, but I was surprised that you liked it and got into even more to see his new album is even more spiritual. Like it's a shift in the sound, but there has to be a shift in the mission. And he really showed that in this album as well. Because everybody has said that they're doing a gospel album or a gospel influence or anything like that. But it's not about prostituting the sound just because the church chords. It's about carrying the mission over and understanding that hip hop is having mental problems, mental breakdowns. People need support. Our biggest music is about killing yourself and all your friends being gone. You know, so what we have to do is really work our hardest to just love on people, love on each other, and build this community again. So I don't know how he got it, but whatever's going on right now in the temperature, it's ready for somebody to come in and say, hey, listen, let's focus on what's important.
One more question for the back? For you, sweetie. Yes.
Hi, I'm Ashley with the Outlook. I just wanted to know, outside of you, is there anything else that you inspire you or anything else you're currently working on?
Is there anything else I want to do outside of music?
Outside of music.
Yeah, you know what? I want to be the first hip hop chaplain. So like it's like Martin Reverend Run, but really focused on even more the spiritual side and connecting the streets. So when somebody go to jail or little homie is in jail because he did something, I'm there to go and pray with him or be there to talk to him. When Derrick Rose hurt his ankle, everybody's like, oh, get out of here. I'm there to say, hey, listen, you know, I could be the hip hop chaplain for the NBA and let you know what these players are going through and mentally where they're at. They're not listening to Kirk Franklin. They're just not. They play basketball to anything else. You know what I mean? So it's somebody that can come in and give the balance, that can still talk to them and say, hey, listen, no, I got your back. Don't worry about it. All the way moving to 40 years down the line, being the first hip hop chaplain for the White House, being able to speak for different religions and speak for the hip hop culture in a way that's very spiritual.
Thank you so much, Sarah. We look forward to your next.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Tour.